tell me. This is your podcast.
The plan is we're just gonna talk about whatever comes to the top of our brain. You're like a professional improver, so you'll be fine.
No, I'm not.
You do it all the time. On the weekends, you go to open mics and do it.
Wow, I think you're thinking of your other girlfriend. Because that's certainly not something I remember doing. Maybe in my split personality.
Well, maybe that explains a lot, actually. When you wake me up in the middle of the night with a knife to my
That's
throat.
only happened once, to be fair, guys.
And you're screaming, "Who are you? And what are you doing in my house?" Okay, let's start the show. My name, her name, Basem and Kasey.
Yeah.
See, that was easy. Hello and welcome to Turtle Power Pod. My name is Basem.
And my name is Kasey.
And today we are not talking about Ninja Turtles at all.
Nope.
Because Cranny has been out for so long, and it's partially been my fault too. We've been gone for so long. I had heart surgery, and then I came back for a little bit, and then he had face surgery, and then we came back for a little bit, and he's having a hard time recovering, if we're being honest. So he's constantly full of snot and shit, and he can't comfortably talk. So we don't want to bother him. So, but we both feel really bad.
They did settle for me. Because
and you will too, Internet.
I'm around.
You are around. That's true. That's what I love about you, babe.
I am here sometimes.
Yep. Most of the time.
Hey.
You're here when I leave, and you're here when I get back.
Imagination.
Except when you're off doing your improv.
That's right. Every other weekend.
At the open mic night.
Yeah.
Yep.
At the comedy club.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. In Vancouver, Washington.
Yes. Oh, and we moved to Vancouver. That's another thing that has uprooted our podcast, literally, and moved it to another state.
That's right.
So, sweetie, do you think we're settled in 100% now?
No.
This is news to me.
Oh, really?
I mean, I thought we were like 99% done.
No.
No? That big of a no?
We are maybe 99% done with the first set of move-in lists.
What?
You know that there's like several lists.
I do not.
Oh.
What was on?
Now you know.
Thanks. What's on the list?
Oh, don't make me do this.
You have to, because I need to know. Now I'll have I'll have an audio record.
Well, pretty much everything still. So prepare for that.
Oh, this is vague. No, let's get specific.
Oh, God. Your listeners don't want to hear about this.
I want to hear about it.
Well,
I don't care what they want.
Maybe cut half of this out because the list goes on and on. Let me start. Okay. There's the bathroom fan.
Okay.
There's the sliding.
I haven't fixed that yet?
No, you haven't.
All right.
There's the sliding glass door.
What's wrong with that?
Well, we just tried to open it today and the screen's all like...
That's just screens, though. A screen... When has anyone ever had a screen door that worked right?
All right,
they come broken.
Fair enough. Screens are, for some reason, extremely difficult. They really shouldn't be, but they are.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's the entire backyard.
What's wrong with that?
Well, we need to mow it.
It's winter, first off. By the way, you all know this. You exist.
Not in Australia. It's not winter.
Oh,
it's really hot summer, actually.
You're right. How could I be so insensitive?
Seriously.
To our brothers from down under.
That's right.
Brundas from down under.
And apparently the hottest summer they've had in record years.
I think this is the coldest winter we've had, so it makes sense.
No way. It hasn't even barely snowed.
Yeah, but it's been like 23 degrees every morning.
Meh.
That's really cold for Vancouver. Meh.
Oh, you're like an expert.
You missed 2 days of work
here
for
for
snow.
A month.
You missed 2 days of work for snow.
Yeah, but that's because my work's pussies.
Pussies. Okay.
Oh, shall I continue?
Yeah.
The list?
So we have the fan, we have the screen door, we have the back. So what? Okay. So the fence. There's been a windstorm. Yes.
Yes, it was so windy.
I do
that
need to
was the
reinforce
reason
the
one
fence.
of the days I missed work. It wasn't because of snow. It was because the electricity was out.
Oh, dang. Lots of weather havoc.
Windstorm.
Yeah. And then we're going to put a fire pit in. I'm going to do that.
We're going to put a fire pit in.
But that's, again, another summer thing. That's not a now thing. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. There's multiple lists.
Okay, and then what else?
Well, I still want to repaint all of the doors.
What?
Yeah, they're all scuffed up and stuff.
Okay, well, you can do that.
Oh, okay.
I've done everything. I mean, all the construction and
no,
house
you
stuff.
haven't. You hired someone to do it. That's not doing
I did a lot of it,
No,
too.
you did it. What did you do? Name one thing construction-wise that you actually did.
I put in the vent through the roof to the new hood that you wanted.
Okay, that's one thing.
I built the kitchen island.
No, you didn't.
What do you mean? No, I didn't.
That's like an IKEA piece of furniture. That doesn't count.
It's still building, and no, it wasn't IKEA.
It does not count. It does not count.
I put up all of the shelves.
I built cupboards.
I put up all of these bookcases.
I decorated all of these bookcases.
Yeah, which you wouldn't have if there were no shelves. Checkmate.
That does not. Okay, we need to start a poll. Does putting together IKEA furniture count as building?
Hanging. How about hanging and putting up shelves? Listen, I'm not saying
what have you hung?
All of your shelves in your craft room. Yes. All of the display pieces in the living room. All of the decorations and paintings that you wanted up on the other side. The laundry room, you wanted all that stuff. I built and put up 2 things of those. Two cupboards.
All right, I'm not saying you've done nothing, but you certainly
sounds
haven't,
like it.
But you certainly haven't done everything.
You're saying, well,
which
no.
is what you said.
You said I didn't build anything.
I've done everything. You don't. That's not building. That's not building. That's putting together.
Well, sure. I didn't chop down a tree.
Yeah.
And make the wood.
Exactly.
But
that's building.
You don't think nailing pieces of wood together is building? Just because I had instructions doesn't mean I wasn't building.
No, I don't agree. I feel like it's putting it together. It's already.
Do you not put together a table by building the legs and the table?
No, if you are building a table, you are getting the wood, you're sawing it, you're sanding it, you're making all the holes, you're putting nuts and bolts and things in it that need to be there.
I did all of it, but gather the materials.
Those things were already in there.
All right, so
we'll put that poll up. Items.
We'll put that poll up. Is it considered building just because, or is it considered not building just because the pieces came already assembled?
Yeah, prepared.
But not pre-built.
But totally put together. I mean,
not.
All you had to do was
build it.
Stand them up near each other, and they just slide into each other's notches, and
Well, that's just good construction.
Yeah, by somebody else.
It's just good engineering.
No, whom somebody else did.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can't say you built it. You can say you put it together.
Okay. Well, I don't agree I don't agree on all of that. I agree you're right to a sense.
Yeah.
But
welcome to my world.
We'll let the internet decide. We'll let the world of online pollsters decide. So you can check that out on Twitter at TurtlePowerPod.
.com.
No.
Oh. That's not how Twitter works.
It's twitter.com/TurtlePowerPod, or you can just go to twitter.com and search for @TurtlePowerPod.
.com.
No.
Oh.
So
is that not how podcasts work?
That's not how Twitter works.
Oh.
You're doing the rest right. What is so that's the outdoor stuff, right? So fence, fire, maybe the garden we're gonna
I want to plant some stuff and put,
and then
put some
paint a door
in the house. Yeah, we still have to paint the garage door back white.
No,
because our house is so blue.
I'm keeping it blue.
No, it's too blue.
I don't even know how to take a garage door apart to paint it. Do you just paint it with it down? Because I feel like they must have painted the thing, right? Do you think there's a little section of blue or white?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, that's silly. They don't take it apart.
No, I know they don't take it apart, but with it closed,
mm-hmm.
Okay, and you painting it from the outside, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's say you paint it blue, but it was originally white.
Uh-huh.
So does that? But if it's closed, it's sealed. So there must be a strip of white still around. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, potentially.
So
I haven't paid that much attention. I don't know.
I guess I haven't either.
I guess now we'll have to go look.
Yeah. I want it blue. It's so blue.
It is blue.
It's so blue.
It's already blue.
I want to leave it blue.
All right. Well, it is blue.
It's bluer than my balls.
But shh.
The cat wants in. Do you want her in?
No.
What?
If you can hear her screaming on the
She
other
is
side of the
screaming.
door, you don't think it's going to ruin the podcast? Who do you think you are, cat?
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Nobody else in this house gets away with just screaming for what they want.
Church did. There's no church in this house anymore. Hi, cat.
She didn't even want in. She just wanted to scream.
No, she's not a screamer. She wants in because she wants to see where she was worried we disappeared forever. And now she's exploring.
All right, and now she's done.
And now she's left. See? Everything was fine. And now she's back.
The rest of this podcast is just going to be us.
Welcome to Cat Watch.
Interpreting what our cat does. Wait, is that the right word?
What?
Interpreting? No, that's not what I was thinking.
Well, what are you narrating?
Well, yes, like narrating, but that wasn't the word I was thinking.
Callisto, get the fuck out of the closet.
No, I want to be in the closet.
See, there we go. Now Callisto has a voice. Callisto, what are you doing in the what are you even looking for in there? There's nothing for you.
I just want to see what's in here.
But there's nothing. See, and that's
I know, but I'm curious. And what's over here? What's this thing? Look at over here. This is curious.
All right. She's out.
I'm out of here.
Welcome back to whatever this show is, where we just talk about our chores. Tell me, on a scale of 1 to 10, how has my chore doing been lately?
Is this a loaded question?
Very.
6?
6?
6.5? 6.5.
What? 6.5?
7?
Well, I mean, be honest. Ish.
7.
I mean, I would think I'm at least a 7 in that place right now.
I said 7.
After I wrestled you for it.
What do you think my
Cat,
chore
get off
doing
the keyboard.
is?
This is not going to work if you do this. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, get out. Get the fuck out.
You're the one who let me in here.
Yeah, just to be cute, not
you
to
knew I
disturb.
was going to touch everything. Asshole.
Wow. Anyway, Kasey.
Basem.
What do you want to talk about now?
This is precisely what I didn't want to have
Okay,
happen.
let me ask you a question. Have you ever been at that point in your life where you
Okay. I'm being cautiously awaiting this. Okay, go.
Have you ever been in that point in your life where you start doing something different than you usually do? And I'm talking about mannerisms. Have you ever been at that point where you realize, oh shit, I have a new mannerism now?
Yeah, actually.
Yeah?
Well, I think I accidentally just licked the microphone. I hope you can all hear that.
Yes. That's what they tune in for. Some hardcore ASMR.
All I need now is a pickle.
For her mouth.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Oh, they can't see
They
that.
can't see you wink.
Yes, I have. I think more importantly, when I know that I'm being watched and I find myself doing something that maybe I normally always do, but then I don't realize it until I'm aware that I'm being watched.
Uh-huh.
And then I'm like, oh, I just did that thing. Like, I wonder if that person noticed me doing that thing. And then
Sure.
I'm like, I better keep doing it.
You better keep doing it?
Or not. Or,
like what?
I mean, I don't know. What have you noticed about me? I mean,
No, I haven't noticed about you. I'm
of
asking
course you
about
have.
me.
There are a ton of things. Oh, you're asking about you? The things I know about you?
No. Have you ever... Okay, so like, I think a while ago, I was watching something on Netflix, and I saw... so someone did that thing where they... you know, and the subtitle said "sucks teeth," and I never kind of thought that. I was like, oh yeah, that is what they're doing. That's weird. That's a weird name for that thing that they just did. They're sucking their teeth. And I've just done it every once in a while, infrequently. And since then, and until the point today where I just did it just like out of nowhere, and I was like, oh shit, I just do that now?
You're like that's
that's
thing
just a new thing that I do? Like,
interesting.
I've grown in a weird way as a person. Not like emotionally or morally, just my personality just changed a little bit.
That's just a weird thing that you
just
are
a different
now
mannerism.
doing. Yeah.
Now, have you ever done something like that? And then because I just realized it's now probably at least for a little while, maybe it's going to be like a semi-permanent thing that I do. Not in every situation. I don't do it often, but
it's going to be a thing that comes up in your life.
Yeah, and now it's normal for me to do.
I think really those are things that we all do, but we just don't really pay attention to them. And then as soon as you bring awareness to it, it becomes a thing.
But I don't really think I sucked teeth before that.
I think you have. I think you just didn't know. That's actually one of the reasons like why I enjoy watching shows with the closed caption on, because oftentimes they will give the explanation of the thing that I'm hearing that in everyday life I would not have given two thoughts about. I would have just thought like, oh, that's a drum line, like, or there's that noise in the background.
Mm-hmm.
But then they give it a description.
Like they give dramatic it a drum line.
Yeah, they give it a word
to
associate it with, and I'm like, oh shit, that actually makes a lot of sense. That's precisely what that is. And then I start paying attention to it when I hear it more, or when I see people do it in real life, and I'm like, oh, I know what they're doing. They're sucking teeth. Yeah,
like a bunch of heathens.
But I never would have thought about it before.
And that's because the subtitles are on. Or whatever.
You know, it's someone's job to think of those descriptive words about those sounds.
Is this melancholy or more of a somber?
Yeah,
someone has to decide between those two adjectives. Yes, they're adjectives.
The contemplation wasn't about whether they were adjectives. It was more to be like, well, there's more than those adjectives that they have to contemplate between.
Yeah, of course.
But you said those two, so you made it sound like they were the only two.
Oh, no. I was just making an example.
Oh.
Like that's what that subtitle guy had to think of that time. So
this cat is very distracting.
This cat is all up in my biz.
I told you not to let her in.
No, she's cute and I love her. I let you in.
Rude. I'm helping you out.
I know.
Bitch.
Oh my god. I'm sorry.
Put in crashing table noises right here in post.
Why would you ruin that perfectly good table?
Fuck you, Basem. Just kidding. I'm right here.
Yes. Welcome back.
I didn't crash any tables.
My table. And my leg. You come up with the next topic. This is what we're going to do. We're just going to talk about things.
I don't like it.
No, I do. Talk about your new birth control.
Why would you tell the world this?
No, I'll take this out. Talk about...
There are people who hate the fact that there are women on birth control.
Oh, well, I don't care if they listen to us.
Oh. Well, that's a good way to lose a bunch of listeners.
Do you think my listeners are the kind of listeners who think a woman should not have the right to choose if she wants to have an accidental pregnancy or not?
I feel so uncomfortable right now. This is such an uncomfortable subject. I guess that's the problem with this world, isn't it?
That is the problem with this world.
Yeah.
I saw a post that was like, do you ever think that this is the first generation? It was like clearly a guy, but I think it was interesting because he was like, do you think this is the first generation of women that were actually meeting? And his reasoning was
meeting.
Yeah, basically,
what do you mean?
like meeting, like this is the first time we've actually known women for who they are, and the reason the reason he posited was because the way he figured, since basically caveman times, men have been in charge and have basically been forcing this, the way women should act on them, like the feminist features and everything like that, and so like they've had to do that, or else be shunned or whatever. And this is maybe the first generation that women are allowed to act 100% how they want to act.
I don't think that's the case at all. I think when you have any
predetermination or prejudice.
Prejudice,
okay.
That's the word I was looking for. When you have any kind of prejudice, people have been, that particular group of people, whomever they may be, has been told that they are able to do certain things, or they face some kind of
persecution.
Yeah, persecution of it. So I think, yes, maybe women have been told that they can only act a certain way, but I don't think that that's any different than every other group who also gets persecuted for being whatever they are.
Oh, I hear you. So you're like, oh, okay.
And I certainly don't think this is the first time women are stepping out into that. And I certainly don't think that still have 100%. Absolutely not.
Like on a personal level, like let's say you, okay?
Yeah, but I'm a white woman. I mean, that is a huge difference.
Sure. But not, no, okay. I'm not talking about like from a societal standpoint specifically. I mean like, you know, you're probably right about this. I just thought it was interesting because, like, in a way, maybe not now, but maybe like 100 years ago, even, I don't think women could act like this if they wanted to. Well,
but
women had to fit in a role.
So here's the thing: I by no means want to regress back to those ages at all. I appreciate the fight that other women have put out into this world so that I have the rights that I have right now. Those things I will never, disclude or forget about. However, I think women did have a lot more power, but behind the scenes. So now we're just saying, like, we don't want to be behind the scenes anymore. We want to also be given the credit that is due to us.
Yeah.
That's all I think. I mean, like, let's look at your family. Like, your dad holds the power, right? I mean, he is the male in the family. He's the only male child of your grandmother.
Yeah.
And everybody kind of looked to him for making decisions based off of where people were going to live, including your aunts and uncles and their kids and stuff like that, right?
Yep.
When it comes down to doing anything, your dad's response is, well, ask your mom.
Well, sure. You're
if
totally
your mom
right.
doesn't agree with it, it doesn't happen because she's so strong-willed and she has that.
She is, but there's an understanding too, and this is what there's an understanding.
That's exactly my point. There's always this understanding that
he's the final word.
Well,
he is. I mean,
but he listens to her. He listens
absolutely.
to what she has to say.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think you're right about that. And now you're saying that they don't want to just be. They want to have the final word sometimes.
Well, they just want to be given the opportunity that if they say something that it matters as much as if it came from your dad. Even though they're saying the same thing, essentially, because your dad's asking for your mom's opinion and then he's deciding with her that that's the right choice based off of her opinion. And then it's coming from his mouth.
Yeah.
And then everybody's like, okay, but if it was coming just from her mouth, it's not given as much weight.
Yeah.
Right? So that I think that's what's changing.
Or it is given as much weight unless he disagrees. That's because he can overturn it.
Well, yeah, he could.
That's what I'm saying.
But he won't because he knows she's right.
Unless I've known my dad longer than you
That's
have.
That's true.
He's overturned it. He's overturned things.
I can imagine. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's generally what's happening in society. And don't get me wrong, I still think women don't have their full voice. Like you said, they're 100% now. No way.
No,
That's far-fetched
right
from that.
For sure.
And specifically minority women in our culture, in America at least.
I saw a clip. I don't know if you saw this of I think it was someone at. It was in Arizona. It was like state court or something like that, and they were talking about. A woman was talking about. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. A woman was talking, and she had proposed a thing, and she's an atheist, and this is Arizona, so like some white guy, right? Who's
like a senator,
like another senator, yeah,
something.
same
Okay.
position essentially. Basically said dismissively because she's an atheist, like a backhanded comment about like, oh yeah, like they're gonna listen to a godless whatever. So her response, like she had like a lawyer there the next time or whatever.
Next time,
yeah,
not the first time.
It seemed like the next time because like she had a prepared speech at that point.
So there had to be a follow-up court
Yeah.
session.
Yeah.
Okay.
And basically, long story short, she got very heated about like you're not like it's against the law to discriminate based on religious or lack of religion.
Mm-hmm.
And she was very heated. And she started getting like emotional and like a little like cracked voice and like you could tell she was emotional and like a little teary-eyed. And for a second I was like, man, that's a little rough. Like that's embarrassing. And then I was like, no, fuck that. We need more people that are actually emotionally invested in shit like this. And
I think that mindset that you went to, that immediate like, oh
that's
shit,
the prejudice
she's showing
that we
some
need to
emotion,
get over.
Yeah, precisely, that is. And the difference is that men in our society have been trained to not show emotion.
Yeah.
And
so we're next, gentlemen.
Yeah, cry it out, guys.
We're next on the awakening.
Do it.
Stay
cry
woke.
It out. But it's not even about that. Like now, so
I cry.
No, you don't.
Not often.
Never. Don't even this.
I got a dad cry.
Don't even this to me. Yeah, maybe sometimes when like Sonic the Hedgehog dies in a movie or something. But not.
Don't you joke. Don't you joke about that.
But not over anything that's real.
Yeah.
But I think that this is one of the things, though, that is something we should be talking about. Because women have an easier time expressing emotions because society has allowed that of them, and society
then put them
hasn't
down
allowed
for it.
Yeah, precisely. But when you start looking at it from a psychological level, we do have different psyches, men and women, and we are programmed to respond to things in different ways. Like we can look at the fight or flight response, and it's been tested over and over again that women have a different response than men. It's the same general idea, 50-50, of whether people will fight or whether they will flee. But as far as like stress level goes and cortisone levels, and when you start measuring neurotransmitters and things that we are putting out, the difference is that different parts of our brains are being activated in men and women. And it's a clear result that men and women respond with different parts of their brain. Cool. So men tend to respond with a action-related response, and women tend to respond with a closer to the amygdala, which is like the fear part of their brain.
Weird.
So it's just, there are different wirings, and it's not our fault.
No,
and it shouldn't be something that we are ashamed of.
No, of course not.
We're wired
because they're both
differently.
important.
Yeah.
Like we've both survived this long, men and women.
Right.
With those responses for a reason, because they're both important.
Sure, and you can study that there's downsides to both.
Sure.
Yeah.
if women didn't respond or if it wasn't useful for women to respond like that, like we wouldn't have evolved like that.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Yeah. There is a positive and a negative to each response from each sex.
Yeah.
And that is, for some reason, men have been able to chastise women for it.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think it's just a men-women thing. I think it's a societal...
It's the patriarchy. You
Yeah.
can say it.
It's a patriarchy.
Yeah. It's all right.
How did this get so political all
See,
of a
that's what
sudden?
I'm saying. I told you we'd just talk, and we started talking about our backyard, and we went into to women's rights. This is how it always happens with us.
Speaking of our backyard,
Uh-oh.
when are we going to get our hot tub?
Oh, as soon as we get all our patrons back on Patreon, we'll be able to afford that hot tub.
Yeah, that's going to be a while.
Yeah.
I mean, from what I can tell,
Ouch.
I don't really know. I don't look at your Patreon.
Thanks. Go ahead and plug our Patreon now, since you've...
I don't know the address or how to do it, but give them money. Does that help?
Kind of. Patreon.com/turtlepowerpod.
.com.
No, I already said it. I already said that part.
Sorry.
So don't put .com twice. And me and Cranston split it evenly. So if I want a $10,000 hot tub, you need to donate $20,000.
Yeah, and maybe just a little extra because heating the water costs money too. I'm not greedy.
Pay our bills.
I'm not greedy.
Yeah, it's just logical.
I just have things I want.
Yeah. Which is a lot.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a hot tub.
And the heat.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just realized, we would have to, plug it in.
Plug it in, plug it in.
Don't do this. Right? Because you have to power the hot tub for it to heat.
Well, the motor.
What, do you run that on? Yeah, but the motor is electrical. It's not like you fill that thing with diesel.
Maybe like a car battery?
That can't last long if you're talking about running jets and heating up 150 gallons of...
I really have no idea.
I would think, what did that other house
I guess
have?
I would assume that there's a plug, but I don't think there is a plug.
It's got a plug. It's got to.
I don't think there is.
What?
I don't know. I really don't know.
I don't either, but I would assume there's a plug.
Now I feel like an idiot because I feel like I should definitely know. This seems like
I'm trying
something...
to picture if I've ever seen a cord come out of a hot tub. And now that I'm picturing it, it seems like, no, there's always been like it's been underneath stuff or built into a deck.
So I would assume that it's like a pool motor. And pools don't have cords.
Well, yeah, because what? Yeah, because they typically have a building that it goes to.
A building? Okay, maybe in a gym or a public pool, but just a regular pool in your backyard.
Well, if you have a regular pool in your backyard, it's got to get...
It just has a motor.
Yeah, but a motor can't run without fuel.
It has a battery.
Okay, so that means you have to change the battery every X number of years?
No, it's like a car battery. As soon as you turn it on, it starts charging itself.
But that doesn't work with... That's what gasoline is for, babe. The gasoline runs the engine and recharges the battery.
Okay, well, maybe you have to put gasoline in your motor.
In your pool?
In your pool,
in your pool motor? I really don't think so.
I don't either, but I think there cannot be a cord. Well, you have to be right. I mean, I guess that, yeah, I suppose there has to be a cord.
Right?
Yeah.
Although I've never seen someone start their jacuzzi with a pull string.
Like on a lawnmower.
Like a lawnmower.
Yeah, no, I have no idea. I really don't.
What
Which is
about
weird
Brett's?
because I've seen several pools and several hot tubs and at no... Well, okay, I'm trying to think back. When we were out of power, did the hot tub not work?
Oh, I don't know.
Because that would answer our question.
It definitely would. You want to text him?
No.
Your old roommate?
My ex-roommate's ex?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Your ex-roommate's ex. Oh, yeah. But he was your ex-roommate, too. You lived there together.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't. Yeah. I lived with her and him.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Bless you.
Sorry.
Don't sneeze on the mic. You don't want to get Cranston sick.
I didn't. You heard it. If you stop putting this closer to my face.
I'm not even a finger length apart.
I already licked it once.
Good.
So now what?
You know, I don't know.
See, this is why this was a bad idea.
No, it's not a bad idea.
We need a topic.
Give us a topic.
Nobody cares about what we're saying anymore.
Give us a topic.
This is not fun for anyone.
You say that, but I don't believe you. Can't they hear the joy in our voice, the laughter in our spirits, the light in our tongues?
Light in our tongues?
Yeah, you know.
Like a flashlight?
No, maybe.
You like stick your tongue out and it like lights up your area
it's
for
like
you?
a glow tongue.
Or like, Meh.
That'd be cool.
Glow tongue, new band name.
Oh, shit.
I think that already happens at raves. They put like glow sticks in their mouth.
Yeah.
I'm too old to go to raves.
Or in their buttholes, right?
Same thing, right? I mean, someone licks someone's butthole.
Yep.
It's all the same.
And you get a glow tongue in your mouth by the end of it.
Yeah.
A glow tongue. A glow stick. You could just tape a bunch around your cock.
Too far, babe. Too far.
Sorry.
It's one thing to talk about licking
Yeah.
glow sticks out
Yeah.
of someone's ass and sucking on it, but when you start talking about taping them to cocks,
That's too much.
too far.
Wow.
Line crossed.
Now I know. Isn't that wonderful? I was thinking about, you tell me your opinion. I was thinking about I was thinking about when we curse to actually bleep it out.
Why? To protect my dignity?
Not your
as
dignity.
a lady?
Yeah, well, really.
So now we're just bringing this issue back up, huh? Just because I'm a lady, I can't cuss like a fucking sailor?
Damn it, I thought I was woke. Turns out I am sleep. No.
Yeah, protect my dignity. Make me sound dainty and ladylike. Do it!
It's to make us more marketable on iTunes.
They're like, oh, look at this lady doesn't cuss.
No, it's just...
Then every other word is a bleep.
Because if you bleep it, you don't have to mark it as explicit, I think.
Oh.
It's like the same reason...
But I can say, like, grab her by the pussy. You don't have to bleep that out.
Well, I could potentially bleep pussy.
But our president can say it, and he doesn't have to do anything.
I
Whole
feel
nother
like
issue.
I feel like that got bleeped when they played that tape. Kasey sips on her lemonade, returns it to the bench. She repositions in front of the microphone.
Yes, here I am.
She says, "Yes, here I am," gingerly. She chuckles softly to herself like a maniac.
Well, you're listening. So it wasn't to myself.
She seems to be having a conversation with no one. Yeah, what do you think? Bleep or no bleep?
Have you ever seen that show, What the Bleep?
No.
Oh.
What is it?
Well, actually, I think it's like an old documentary. It's probably like...
What?
It's probably like 20 years old by now, but it's called What the Bleep Down the Rabbit Hole.
Okay. Explain.
It's
Was it with John Cusack?
No.
Okay. Say that again?
No. It's a documentary about holographic universe.
Okay.
And like...
So it's a documentary about things that don't exist?
Well, no, it's about real things that exist. Like they talk about when they discovered how they can throw a proton, but as soon as you start watching it, it automatically changes its path. Was it a proton? Like an observed electron. Oh, maybe it's an electron.
Yeah, it's Schrodinger's cat, essentially.
No. What's Schrodinger's cat?
You don't know Schrodinger's cat?
Explain it.
Okay, Schrodinger's cat is a scientist set up this fake experiment. Mm-hmm. The experiment is there's a box, right? And the same kind of thing that there's a box with a cat in it. And there's a device that if it detects the electrode thing or whatever that we're talking about, it will activate the device and release poison gas into the thing, killing the cat instantly. So, at any point, the cat could be alive, and at any point, the cat could be dead. Equal chance. So, the idea with Schrodinger's cat is the cat is both alive and dead at the same time, because until you observe it, you do not know. It's like a physics thing that you're talking about. It's like until you observe that electron, it's literally anywhere at once.
I don't know if that's quite what I'm talking about, but like they do this thing where they put a
cat in a box.
They project, I guess, electrons. Maybe it's not electrons or
some
atoms
kind of
or
thing.
some kind of micro
unit.
Nism.
Micronism.
They like project it onto something, and every time that they're not watching it, they can see where it like goes through the paper after when they look at it afterwards, right? Like, okay, so like it's like a gun that they're like shooting something out of, like an electron.
Sure.
And it goes through the paper. And every time they do this, if they're not watching with a camera or physically watching, it goes through the same hole every time without question. But as soon as they're watching, even with just a camera, not like a physical eye, but even just a camera observing it, it immediately starts to shoot randomly. And it goes all over the place. And it never goes through the same hole twice.
Whoa.
Until it stops being observed again.
I would love to see this.
It's pretty trippy.
It sounds awesome.
Yeah.
But it's the same. It's similar but different.
It's basically about the holographic universe. I mean, it's like...
What is the holographic universe?
You never read that either?
No.
Oh, like it's like early string theory about different dimensions.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
Wow. Well, I guess we don't talk very much. We don't talk enough.
That's what this podcast is for now. You're fixing our marriage. Yay. We're not married yet, but you know what I mean. Our relationship is being healed by the internet.
Are you saying it needs fixing?
No, I'm sorry.
What's wrong with our relationship?
Tell me, what do you have against Sonic the Hedgehog?
Tell me. Oh, well, he is supposed to be like faster than light or something, and he's not. I can see him every time he moves.
Yeah. He's a fucking liar is what he is. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I see what you're saying.
That's pretty much it.
That's it?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's good reason. You don't need more reasons. It's about as good as it gets.
That's right.
Wow. All right. So he's a show off, and he's lying about it. It's like if Michael Phelps was like, oh, I'm the best swimmer in the world, and then he like jumps in and drowns.
Sure.
Or better, this makes more sense. Or if Usain Bolt's like, I can run a mile in 14 seconds, and then it's like it takes him like 4 minutes, and you're like, no, that's still impressive, but it wasn't 14 seconds. You're lying. And he's like, nope, I did it in 14 seconds.
Sure. You know what? I stopped listening when you said Usain Bolt because I immediately started to think about when we were playing D&D. Yeah. And we were like, oh, we have these overpowered heroes who can run at like 45 miles per hour. What was it actually? 38 miles per hour.
It was something like that.
Something insane. Some insane amount. 38 miles per hour. Insane for somebody to run. It's like and then we were like, wait a minute.
Usain's top speed is faster.
Yeah, Usain Bolt, an actual human being, top speed is like 38.6 or something.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? It blew my mind.
Yeah.
Blew my mind.
Ridiculous.
That is insane. Insane in the membrane.
Yeah.
Going insane. No. What's the song?
I don't know the song enough.
That wasn't even close.
But you nailed it.
It was literally not even
on
close.
the head.
It was not even close at all.
Right on the tippy head. Speaking of heads, why do you hate tails?
I don't. I like tails.
Oh. Is he your favorite Sonic the Hedgehog character?
Yes. I mean, it's that or the coins, because that's about all I know.
Those are their rings, Casey.
All right, see, I didn't even know that much.
Come on. Don't you know that Mario has coins and an anagram of coins is Sonic?
No.
Yep.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
Wow. See, you learned something
Because
new every
Sega
day.
made it to fight Mario.
What?
And failed every time, I think.
Yeah, poor Sonic.
I mean, right? I don't think there's any time that Sony outsold them. Your phone is ringing in the other room.
I can hear it.
I just heard it. I was like, what's that? What do you think of our daylight bulb in this room, in this studio? Do you want to explain, do you want to describe the studio to our listening audience? Because there's no video on this episode.
There are two large bookcases, black
That I built.
bookcases that you put together behind us, with a bunch of turtle memorabilia on it, and TV with a green screen.
Spoilers.
Oh,
All spoilers.
you told me to describe it. What do you want me to say?
There's nothing here. No, I'm kidding. You did great.
We are in a library. Imagine Harry Potter style.
Yep, we are in the center of the earth.
There's moving stairways and one magazine.
Just floating in the air.
Yep. We're all fighting over it because it's the only entertainment we have.
Oh, this is some kind of hell prison that we're in.
That's how I look at it.
Oh, just our life. Some kind of hell
Some
prison.
kind of hell prison.
Okay, great. Some kind of hell prison. That'd be a hell of a sitcom.
Title of my next sex tape.
Of your next one?
Oh,
Oh,
I forgot to tell you about the last one, huh?
Yeah. The last ones. Well, guys, I think we recorded some audio today. How do you feel?
Fine.
How do you really feel?
Fine.
Let's pretend that you're trying to entertain people on the internet.
Oh, I feel great, guys. So much fun.
I think this went wonderfully.
If only you could see my face.
Okay.
You would know. That's not true.
Casey.
I'm sitting here with my hands crossed. And my squished lips together.
She's
you know
the
that.
Pursed lips.
Pursed lips.
Yep.
I was explaining it. Thank you very much.
Sorry. Go on.
Oh, you want to do it? You do it.
She's sitting there with
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I thought I was woke. But I am sleeped.
Yeah, you are.
Well, anyway, Casey, thank you for coming. Thank you for doing this.
You're welcome for coming over one bedroom.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I hope people enjoyed at least parts of this. I enjoyed all of it, and I enjoy your company.
I enjoy your company sometimes as well.
Do you want to say anything? You have anything to plug? Any projects coming up?
Yeah, I got a plug. Please buy me a hot tub. Anybody, any one of you, I don't care.
She'll send you underwear.
Basem's underwear.
Yeah, I didn't specify.
Gross. Nobody wants to see that.
People do weirder shit. I don't know, man. We'll talk about the internet later. We'll talk about the internet on next episode.
Next time on
Turtle Power Pod.
In the Office Dungeon Life Hellscape.
Is this the
Wait.
the title?
Okay, what's the title of this?
Of this episode?
Of us talking. I mean, it can't be Turtle Power Pod. We did nothing Turtles related.
Okay, let's think about a name.
I just came up with a name.
Pandemonium Hellscape?
No, whatever I said was better.
I can't remember.
Me neither.
I got to be honest, I was not listening for the last 50 minutes.
So we're in the same boat.
Whatever it was, I'll put it in the title.
We'll call it Not Listening for the Last 50 Minutes. We're in the same boat, Hellscape. It's the longest title in the world. It's a working title. It's a working title.
Yeah. It's fine. We'll figure it out.
It's in progress, you guys.
We'll tweak it. All right. If you want to keep listening, keep listening. If you don't want to keep listening, we'll never see you again. But hopefully we'll be back.
Well, we don't see you anyway, but you should listen.
Follow us on Twitter. Check us out on YouTube, even though this doesn't have a video attached to it this time. And, okay, that's it.
Give your actual plugs. Give them your Twitter handle and stuff.
If you want to find us on YouTube, search Basem and Cranny. If you want to find us on Twitter, we're at TurtlePowerPod. You can email us at turtlepowerpod@gmail.com. Check out our Patreon page. It's patreon.com/TurtlePowerPod. And we just like hearing from you.
Buy me a hot tub.
Buy Kasey a hot tub. That's it. You know how we end these episodes.
Pizza
Turtle Power.
Oh, I don't know. I don't
That's all
listen
right.
to your show.
We should just yell, buy me a hot tub. That's the truthfulest thing she said. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Buy me a hot tub.